Alright guys, I'm going to record one more video for today, just because we're on a spree right now of good things happening. So scary. So last time we saw, Rose unfortunately is dead. The ghost got her. The ghost tried to get Isabel, but we were able to escape after I died the first time. Sorry about that. But we survived. So Isabel is still alive, Rose is dead, and everyone else is still alive as well. So we'll see. Now we're going as Hannah. We're Mrs. Right now. Far too easy to get them, blah, blah, blah. They hang on to every word and follow my every move. Oh, she is so conceited. Most are respectful. Some are hostile, if we are honest. And a few of them are downright inappropriate. After all, I am
Hannah Wright!
There's a moment of agitation as a familiar but less than welcome face approaches me. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, this man can turn heads, being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
He's more Luke's friend than mine, really. Much like I'm only friends with the chief inspector because of Luke. Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treated Lee, however, Luke had never hid his animosity for the Lee matriarch. It was an odd sort of friendship. I don't even recall his first name. I think it starts with an N, I might be wrong. Aside from being a chief inspector of Luxburn Police, his wife Rochelle Lee Vance owns General you guys read, I'm sorry.
Oh, I always have time for my favorite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
Creepy.
I see the husband isn't with you.
Extra creepy. The way he eyes me up and down is enough to make my skin crawl. I suppose Luke was here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know the ones. Men are just a bit too friendly. Yeah, staring too long at my assets and getting close just because my husband is not here. And to think they have the gall to do this at my own party. Disrespect. In my own house, if I might add. But like any high society woman worth her salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you are looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here.
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor.
Uh-oh.
The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with her doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her, being pregnant and all.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so. Yeah. Much to my chagrin, I've been extricated from the few who flock in hopes of flattering. For I can tolerate them far better than Lee. He's a nice enough person. I adore his wife, who's obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. Something's going to happen with Mr. Lee. I hope not something inappropriate. I don't trust him. Tells me about the Luxburn Police Department. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work. But oh boy, was I wrong!
So, wearing civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the new tank chasing on foot and screaming about theft.
Poor Miss Wright.
The look on his face was priceless when I parked in the garage.
Garage.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He's a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for 20 years. Wow, a lifetime if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, Luke is no Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did have his moments.
Hey, the wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chat.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown. I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife.
Awful person.
I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale, or that something mansion. You know the one with all the ghost stories.
I know the one he's talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here.
The Ermagerd mansion?
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her. Not to mention all the expenses a place like that will be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
What? She believes in that stuff?
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course.
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody
This
palace.
is how everything came about.
She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card right at...
Marianne.
No, must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name? Marianne, I believe, yes. But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the
So
town.
this is how it ended up happening.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself. This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Sure, a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of... She's awful. Okay, maybe a lot of people. But isn't big enough to have grand parties in. As it is, I only invited about 30 people to this one, and it already feels cramped in here. It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I could get... Yeah, that is... Besides, I've been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway? This is a beautiful apartment. This is way more beautiful than the mansion. Luke is dressed to the nines, as usual. His butler and valet wait at his side just in case he isn't as ready as he looks. Oh, sure. What is confusing to me is the fact he's always on his way out of the penthouse.
Where are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
What a... Mother...
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Mary Ann McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this.
He's a jerk.
This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere. You know how I operate, Hannah. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
I love that.
And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Bullocks, I don't remember doing so.
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
The problem solved. He did. Moaned about me being too loud, but he gave in after some pushing. Perhaps that was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me. No, he's a jerk. It's okay.
Whose side are you on?
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance.
Yay.
But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home.
Ugh.
Are we clear?
No. Not like this. All couples have their arguments. Come off it. He's a jerk. Aww. Perhaps it has been the years. 7 of them is nothing to scoff at.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the Triad tasting.
Though sometimes I think it's something a bit more than simple disagreements, and I have to stop myself from wondering where we went wrong.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an hour-and-a-half drive.
Have I been neglectful? Poor Hannah. Have I acted shamefully?
Yes, but Cardiff.
Certainly any problem can be discussed, as long as he doesn't turn me away.
Well, there goes my good mood. Are you happy now, Hannah?
I feel so bad for her. Defend him.
Yes, I am very happy, Luke. Because for once in a very long time, we are doing what I want.
Yes, queen!
I'm ecstatic. Understood. And this would be perfect if you stop acting like a child who needs their nappy
He's
changed.
not gonna like that. Oh, he liked it.
We will be leaving after lunch for the Ermengarde mansion. You are going to park your rear in the car and keep mum. And you are going to behave during the tour.
Needless to say, Luke looks a bit shocked. He opened and closed his mouth a few times.
Any more rules for this little excursion of yours, Your Highness?
Yeah, matter of fact.
No wine.
Yeah, no wine.
No wine. Unacceptable. I am already not allowed to the tasting, and you would deprive me of that simple pleasure.
If I see you take one sip today, I will put the stocks under lock and key. Do you understand me?
Her.
Don't forget the bottles he keeps in his dresser.
Whose side are you
Yeah,
on?
Johannes is about to get fired.
How many times in one day can you ask that?
As many times as you're a traitor.
As many times as I need you, traitor.
Oh my god. Right to the mansion is quiet, not paying attention to anything around him. Meanwhile, I am conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans. By the time we arrive at the mansion, I see his eyes light up with genuine interest. Apologizing is the last thing on my mind. The whole affair is certainly an interesting experience. The place has been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claim to be acceptable standards. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or period piece. It's tastefully decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it could be a place Luke and I can call home. And the number of prospective buyers that have come from the powerful and wealthy did not disappoint. The Lees are amongst the group who went with the Rose woman. I saw a few other notable faces, though I did not feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. Look at Isabel, she looks so different. What's been bugging my mind, however, is that Isabel. What's her problem? I still don't quite understand what is happening. One moment she is scrambling to give us paperwork, then she is panicking over some sort of prank letter.
Dear me. Is Isabel all right?
It is apparent with the way she shakes and the pallor of her skin, something has shaken her.
Isabella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
I'm worried, but it'll be best if she's attended to by someone more familiar to her. Even then, the girl refuses Rose's offer and just looks like she's ready to make a run for it.
No, I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me. I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
And she does so, just as I predicted. Her partner follows. There's an awkward air among us who are left in the wake of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip. Speaking of the poor, daft girl. Doesn't take too long for the woman Rose to return and pull us aside into the study for what I assume is damage control. Rose invites Marianne too, hoping to apologize to her as well. But the woman refuses, saying she's not one of her clients anyway. Oh, that leaves myself, Rose, and Luke. The last is too eager to make himself comfortable in his study. He's no doubt claimed this his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young, and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head. And it must be this terrible heat, too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Are you sure it is wise to just let her go like that? Where is the poor dear? She might get hurt.
She's more likely to hurt somebody else, given what just happened.
What?
I told her to sit down and take a break. Already rang someone to pick her up, too.
That might be for the best, dear. But please, we're here to talk about the mansion, yes? Why, I absolutely adore it. Don't you, Luke? Some of the rooms will certainly have to be repurposed. We want to change the appliances and have Marianne lead on the decor, but the whole thing is just lovely.
I guess. It's certainly a lot roomier than our penthouse.
Exactly. Lots of space for guests, parties, a lot of room for little ones to run around too.
Let's not discuss that right now, Buttercup.
She does want kids. I knew it. That is so sad. He's such a jerk.
Anyway, I do think it would be a shame to let this mansion slip past us.
Get the
But you
mansion.
haven't even
Get
finished
the
touring the
mansion.
house.
Well, we like what we've seen.
I'm making her job easier for her, am I not? No need for loans or long price negotiations. We just sign a contract and close the deal. Really, you think the woman would be more happy about an easy sale? I know how these estate agents worked, how long they had to wait, and how much they had to spend for even just a single sale. Why isn't she jumping for joy?
Do you think we could have horses here?
Yes, those do sound nice, love. Anyway, if anyone else is interested in buying this property, I assure you that I'm able and willing to give a better offer.
A vineyard would be nice. Or maybe...
And we do reward our people quite generously, Rose. So if I were you, I would start on that paperwork.
Helicopter pad.
Shut up! With our social standing, it is important to avoid making enemies. And to follow this route is an easy feat for me. Luke, on the other hand.
Oh, wait, what, Luke? No. What? Whatever would we need a helipad for?
Well, he likes to play the fool sometimes. As he throws me a wide smile, I shake my head and beckon Rose over. This is to be our home, and there is nothing she or anyone else can do to change my mind. This is a place that speaks of power and importance, safety and comfort. Perhaps we can even have our family here. There's definitely no better gift than this for our special date. What the fuck? Oh, sorry, excuse me, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to curse. Looks like a bad fake Edvard Munch painting.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price. If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%. I doubt anyone can, of course. Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble. I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them. And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Marianne? Alright, she's been waiting outside this whole time, hasn't she? I'd like to have a little chit-chat with her.
Please do.
There's a look of apprehension. Admirable.
We have this project then?
Of course. Will you be needing anything from us?
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand. And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne? I guess we can send Johans to help you out. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
A hush falls upon the room at my request.
What painting?
In its place, a mirror stands, which leaves me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter. Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
Free schedule, why not?
But I guess we can free up a date. I don't really need another maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway. The book club can function without me for one day.
Exactly, Marianne. I want Marianne to like us. I feel like she's going to be with us in the house a lot, and we probably want her to like us, you know?
What time shall we be seeing each other? How does lunch sound?
Besides, my house is a higher priority over book club, yep. Why, we can hold the next meeting in its place. I might as well clear up the rest of my week to handle whatever affairs buying this mansion requires of me. Any social activity can be put off until the Ermengarde or the Wright mansions, Great Butte. I'll have my fill of great parties, gatherings, and organize them myself.
That sounds good. Although, with a project of this scope, we might need most of the day to tackle your concerns. A more thorough inspection of the place is also preferable.
Breakfast then. It's a date.
It's really not.
All right. Monday. 10 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then.
I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Luke went all the way to Cardiff. We said our goodbyes, shake hands, and make it clear without outright saying it that we now own this house. By the time we left the mansion grounds, sunset is almost upon us.
So, you really want to buy this place then? That's a bit of a big impulse buy, even coming from you. Not that I'm complaining.
I feel elation when I hear those words from him. It's not every day one is able to please someone like Luke. He gives away false flattery to sway those who stop for attention. But in privacy of closed doors, he would often express his grievances.
You have been saying the penthouse was getting a bit too small for you. Happy anniversary!
Aww.
Oh. That time of the year already?
He forgot about it last year too. What a jerk.
Is that why you want to buy it?
Yes, you don't like it?
I do, but I remember you used to talk about how you wanted to live next to the beach.
Bonnie Bacon. I remember the sea water that stretched for miles and miles. As a kid, I loved our beach trips, swimming all day, as much as I could. Refused to get out of the water. The day before we were married, I told Luke I wanted a house on a beach and a dog. And a kid or two. None of those came true 7 years later.
That was a childish dream. Living next to the beach is so impractical if you really think about it.
I don't know. It's not a bad thought to see you in a bathing suit every day.
Maybe another time, love.
They're cute a little bit.
We still have forever, don't we?
He says nothing, only grabbing my hand and holding it tight as we spend the rest of the ride home in silence. I miss the sea. I'm gonna pause here, and then we'll continue. I just don't want to make them too long because they're kind of a lot of dialogue and reading to take in all at once. So you kind of I gotta space it out for myself too. All right, guys. Adios.